Hi guys, we're gonna start seated today. Have a seat, and I try to just mix things up. Grab a band or two. This is your back muscles, so you're pretty strong in your back. You're gonna put the band or bands around your feet and cross your band or bands like an X. Like an X. Now, reach your hands forward, bend your elbows, and then straighten. And exhale, pull, and exhale, pull. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey Michelle, we are doing some back rows with one band that's firm or heavy, or two bands. And we're doing 20. We're at about 15. Do however many you need. Take about 5 more, guys. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now I'm going to turn my body a little bit. You can take still a firm band. Let me grab one more. And wrap it around your feet. And you're going to lean a little, but it's kind of like you're scooping out some ice cream down your belly. So you're going to bend your elbows. You may have softness in your knees. We're at bicep curling. Your hand grip may be different depending on if you have a tube, elastic tubing like I do, or a dynaband. Your neck is soft either way, and you're probably imagining that there's a piece of fruit between your chin and your chest. Hi Jean. We did some back rows seated, and we're doing some biceps. We may come back to some back rows, but for now, a little bit more here. 5. If you need it harder, you lift your elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come back up. Now the arms are going to almost look like a little T. You open up wide, like your hands are trying to touch the side walls. Neck is soft. Do you have a dynaband today, Jean? Or no? You got a dynaband? Okay. There you go. Yep. And you wrap it around your feet, and then you open up. Yeah. All right, let's try 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Now, before we go on, just take a few shoulder rolls, because if you've been with me since the beginning, you can feel that little just necessary release. Now, you're going to cross your ropes or your straps. Put your elbows close to your rib cage. Open out your forearms with your exhale. This is external rotation, not very big. You're going to try to keep your wrists fairly neutral. And this is for the muscles that support shoulder health, that help prevent rounded shoulders. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now uncross them. They're parallel again. And your hands are beside your hips. And experiment with different grips, because if you have a dynaband versus if you have a elastic tubing, it may feel different. You want your wrist to be happy. Let me get some room in here. So pull kind of low to the floor, but wider than your hips. Chest is open. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, just for a moment, we're going to take a little stretch. Your feet can come together. Your inner thighs are stretching the little inner thighs, the pectineus, and then just hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now sit any way you want to. For me, I'm going to sit kneeling because that's my most comfortable place. You could also do the standing or a high kneel, or you could sit on something. I'm just wanting you to find a comfortable position. Take the band. Take a sip if you want. Take the band behind your upper back. Here we go. All right, shoulders are down. Now exhale. And what you'll do is you'll figure out how much slack or tension do I need. Good. 7, 8, neck is soft. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Notice you can work it on both the out and the in. Try 5 more if you can. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now I'm going to switch our band position to the behind stretch. Find a place behind you and just feel that beautiful chest and shoulder stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can grab a sip if you want. I just need to remove something here. Get a little warm. Try a tricep on the next one. And the one arm is going to go behind. The other hand goes low. Push up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're trying for 10 more. If you need to be done in 5 and take a break and join when you can, that's fine. 12, 13, 14, 15. Try 5 more. 16. This is the back of your arm. 17, really important. 18, 19, 20. Now take the other one and put your hand behind you, right around your low back. Catch the band and push up. Good. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Really good. Now we're going to take a little stretch for your hands, so on your wrist. So hold on and move the wrist like you're just making circles. And then try the other way, lubricating the joints. We're going to take one more just because the bands require a lot of holding, so we'll sprinkle some hand stretches throughout. 5, 3, 2, and 1. And then just any kind of free form shake. We're going to go back to the bands overhead this time. I'm going to scoot back. You're going to pull the band down into about your chest or your sternum. You exhale, and it's just in front of your nose. 4, good. Good. And 5, and everybody's wrists look good. You're just mindful that they're pretty much neutral. Maybe it can't be perfectly neutral, but you're not letting them wildly flex or extend. Neck is soft. You're pulling down with an exhale if you can. 9, the main thing is that you're breathing though. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, make sure your band has a wide enough grip. You have a wide enough grip that you could do this 5 times without contorting your body. You go up and or back. Ooh, that feels so good. Up and back. And 2. And 1. And find one more place that feels amazing. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to take one that is for the weights, with the weights, but since you're lying down, if you need to sit, do it. We're going to lie on the backs and do a little chest press. So you'll have a heavier weight in each hand. The other opportunities, you can just do more. So let me see, there's mine. Okay, so take your lie down position, your feet are on the floor, and you're going to push up until an end of each weight touches, and then slowly lower down. And 2, your ribs touch the mat. 3, 4, neck is soft. 5, 6, the feet on the mat helps you keep the ribs down. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 more. 11, 12, 13, 14. Now shoot for 5 more. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now take a full body stretch, arms long, legs long, wiggle through your ankles, your hands, alternate shifting through your legs, and we're going to put the feet back on the floor, and we're going to do a fly. So both weights, both ends of the weights touch over your sternum. Now open up like you're hugging a tree and then touch the weights. Now your hand weights do not touch the ground in between. I'm going to look. Yeah, you look good. 3, inhale and exhale. 4. They're a little lower than shoulder height. So kind of like over your sternum, not over your shoulders or over your neck. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, take a full body stretch, arms long. Inhale. And then exhale, try to do an ab crunch up. All the way up. Nice job. And then you can sit any way that you want to. We're going to do an overhead tricep press. You could use one heavier weight or 2 smaller ones. So you could take, let's just say an 8-pound weight, or you could take a couple of 4s. That would be an example. You got it. Now you're going to exhale and press up. This one has a nickname, shave the back of the head. 3, 4, and your neck is still long. 5, 6, 7, good. You're going to try to lengthen the elbows. 8, 9, 10, 11. Now 12. If you start feeling like you want to keep going but you don't want the amount of weight, you can get rid of one of the weights or grab a smaller weight and finish out. So we're shooting for 5 more. Listen to your body. You want fatigue at the final reps. 19. Lower the hand weight down. Nice. And then we're going to take an arm up and over. You can have your feet out or any way you want. We're just going to basically take a little dynamic stretch. One hand's on the floor or the elbows on the floor. 5, 4, 3, beautiful. This is a great posture stretch too. Go up like you're going over a fence and over. Take that inhale. And as you exhale, come back. Looking good. Now I'm going to change my weight, but two smaller, I'm going to change my seating position. Sorry. You want to be comfortable. You're going to be doing this exercise, which is an overhead press or military press. Another way you could do this is actually sitting in a chair with a back. So you could take your weights up. Now the other ones were behind us, so that was the tricep press. This is more a shoulder. Good. 5. Good job. Keep going. Exhale. Now, if you do need to stop, you can. Another thing you could do is just grab another set of weights that's lighter if you need to. So maybe up to 5 more if you can. Breathe. Now let that down and then take a moment. We're going to do a stretch. This is called the rack. Go up and behind with your hands. Go up and behind with your hand. Soft elbows. Lift up. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we are going to do another hand or forearm stretch. So reach one hand forward and pull the fingers under. Draw your shoulders down. Yeah. Nice. Try the other side. Oh, it feels good. Now, while we're here, let's do the other hand stretch. And the other. Nice. Shake it out. I need to grab another weight. Let me show you what we're doing next. Let me move my camera. We're going to do a lateral raise. With the hand weights, it's like this. So you do want enough room. My arms are long, so if I sit, my hands run into the floor, but try. Actually, let me show you this set, how you do that changing of the weights I was showing you. So let's say you start with a weight. Good, Betty, that's another great, Jean. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your neck is soft. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now let's say you wanted to change, you could go to a lighter weight. 16, and you could finish out. So that's how it's done if you need to. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now lower the weights down, and the next, you can grab a sip. The next exercise to change things up is with that foam roller. A little bit of swan, which is, as you know, I like to focus on a back extension because without it we would keep getting more rounded forward. And we're going to combat that with going up and Inhale, lift, good, and then lower. Up, good, that's it, honey. And inhale, up, and lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now stay up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower, and then do it again. Go up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower, and then do it one more time. 10, 8, 5, and lower. Now a child pose. You can do the child pose with your arms on the roller as well. And you can even curl your toes under if you need to stretch out those feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Now we're going to do a foam roller ab exercise. So I'm going to just get rid of this, except for on my forearms, because the roller sometimes catches it. So your forearms are down on something comfortable, and you're going to be doing inchworm. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders like you're planking, and you turn your toes towards each other. You're going to bend your knees, and then you're going to straighten them. You're going to bend your knees and then straighten them. 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Recover for a moment. The next we're going to do is a hip lift with the knees long, a pike. Elbows down, lift your hips, and then plank. Lift and plank. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then recover. Those are meaningful, huh? The next one is going to be knees to your left elbow, and then plank, knees to your right elbow and plank. It's a flamingo with an oblique orientation, 10 total. So start like a plank, bend your knees towards the left elbow, plank, right elbow, plank. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and recover. Now, what we'll do is a pike up to the corner, and then plank, and a pike up to the corner. So it's an oblique pike. Forearms down, legs long. Lift your hips up to the left corner, but the knees stay long. Lift your hips up to the right. 3, 4, 5, 6. Adjust anytime you need to. 7, 8, 9, 10. Recover. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. And I want to take a sip and have us take a sip. The next one is going to be some bicep curls with hand weights. So you see how we're mixing it up. You can stand if you prefer. I just feel like being on the floor all day today, so I'm just going to stay on my shins, but you're welcome to stand, especially if you have any feeling of not liking pressure on your knees. We're going to take about 20, but again, the rule is if you feel like you need to change weights, you can, or if you need to do a few. Anything's better than nothing. The goal is you stimulate the muscle beyond what it's used to. It breaks down to repair stronger. Same thing with that bone, Wolff's Law. you stimulate a stress, you give a stress to the bone, so it has to rebuild stronger. Your wrists are neutral. They should feel good. Good. I like how you're not letting your elbows snap backwards here. You want to be in control. Your elbows don't just snap backwards with a lax descent. Your neck is also easy. If you were to shake it, there wouldn't be any resistance. That means your shoulder blades are down the back. Slow on the way down. 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right, I'm going to lower that down for a minute. Now, you could interlace your fingers at the low back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more stretch that you can do is the full arm stretch. So open up and pull your fingers back. Act like I'm behind you pulling. Now another one is flip your fingers this way and then pull back. Good. Little shake. Let's actually do a little qigong move where you sway your arms like they're drawing on a clothesline. The next thing we're going to do is push-ups. There's all sorts of ways to do push-ups. You can do them on the couch with your hands on the couch. You can do them on your wall. You can do them on your knees in an all square position. You can do them on your knees with a modified plank position. You can even use your mat and ramp your hands off the mat so it's less of a wrist angle. So try about 20. 2, 3. You're going to feel your abs. Make sure your neck feels easy. 6, good, Jean. 7, 8, good. 9, that looks good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, any way you need to sit, sit. We're going to take a cow face pose, which is one of my all-time favorites. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Switch it up. And that's the other side. Neck is soft. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Shake it out. Now, what you'll need is a little lighter weight than you did for the lateral raise. We're going to do a front raise. So you could take a 3, 4, 5, maybe for example. Put your hands facing your thighs. Go up. I meant to, we'll do a sip after this. I meant to cue a sip. 3, 4. The temptation here is that your body would try to lean back, but we don't want to. 6. We're going to try to keep it steady. 7. Neck is soft. 8, 9, 10, 11, and I like that slow descent. 12, I'll show it a little better now. 13, 14, 15, this is what's called working the negative. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Grab a sip. Looking good. Okay, now I'm feeling motivated to stand up. So we got this. Now I'm going to tilt you up, and what we're going to do is touch the muscles that help with the knees and the hips. You can use a wall. You can use a tall foam roller, but you're going to basically lift up both heels, and what you're doing is training and lowering. You're training your ankles because the ankles are built to where it's very easy to get an inversion sprain, which is where your ankle kicks out. So what you're going to do is really think. Each of the 5 toes has equal weight, not just the pinky toe. It's not really meant to be weight bearing. So that's where the ankle will go without our direction. Big, second, third, fourth, fifth, each has equal weight. Another image for that is it's almost like you have a tennis ball between your ankles when you go up. That's another image, or if you actually had trouble with the ankles, like my left ankle, I sprained a lot in my 20s. You just want to train. Now the other cue we're going to work our way up is that the knee has length, but it's soft. It's never hyperextended. This is especially important when you're lifting, moving weight, moving furniture. I had a firefighter here the other day who's just a friend, but said he's hurt himself by picking up people like clients and patients with hyperextended knees. So it's really important for all jobs, all professions, all people. Now the next one is to possibly do a 1-footed. If this does not serve you, go back to 2-footed. But usually, like I was just mentioning, my left ankle had a lot of sprains in my 20s. Usually there is a great benefit from doing 1 at a time. Try to lower slowly. 5, so it's okay to use something because that'll help you. Make sure the hip's not kicking out, okay? 7, you're keeping that hip in. 8, feel how that one is. Just kind of take an inventory. Now try the other one and try to go down slower than I did. I need 2 hands on that one too. So can you feel if one's different? 3, keep the hip in the midline, not kicking out. 4, slow on the way up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just notice. Now, a normal squat. Heels heavy. I'm going to talk while we do 10. Your heels are heavier, especially when you sit down. It's like you're hovering over a public restroom, toilet. Your knees track with your middle hip and your second toe. A female's knees were wider than our knees are, so we sometimes have a tendency to knock the knees in. So you're paying attention. This muscle, the VMO, right here, this teardrop muscle. So if yours are wanting to collapse in, touch that muscle, be aware of that muscle. Make sure you don't hyperextend. Let's try one more here. Now the wide squat helps more hips and glutes, so there are a slight external rotation here. Good. Now the knee still tracks with the second toe here. Your heel is still heavier. Now come back inside. I'm going to sneeze, but we're going to do a squat and hold it. Excuse me. So in this squat, think about your heels being heavy, and I'd like to offer an option. If you want, lift up that foot and keep your hips the same and balance on 1, 10, 9, 8. Now that knee is going to try to move, but you're going to keep it steady. 7, 6, neck is soft. 5, what I see looks good. 4, that's okay. 3, that's why we're doing it. 2, that's all right. It's exactly why we're doing it. That's okay. Imagine yourself going up a hill or downstairs. That would be good, right? Lower. If you're adding on, the other foot comes up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come up and am going to offer that again. Sometimes there is a learning curve with the cognitive part, the neural part. So when you're ready, have a seat. Just know the backup plan is to do this. Now, you could try one leg up. You could even try a lower squat. Oops. All right. When you feel settled, 10. And you may have to change your gaze so you don't hurt your neck to look up at the screen. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I tried to look up and lost my balance. 3, 2. Now come up, other side. Your glute is getting stronger on the support leg. Sorry, sit first. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I am going to show another one. Whew, dynamic, grab a sip if you need it. Dynamic knee tracking balance. So your first option is to do, well, your very first option is to do calf raises. But if you would like, you can do this as a double-legged, so you're practicing the squat. But what I'd like to offer is that you lift up a foot and you try 8. You listen to your body. 8 squats. Your goal is this knee. You see how it's trying to sink in? You don't let it. Don't even worry. Just do as little as you need. If you have to touch the toe to the floor, that's okay. You're making sure that knee doesn't go inward, or for some people, it doesn't go outward. Make sure you're trying to track it with the second toe. Heel still heavy. Good. One more. Now that foot comes down. Get your breath. When you're ready, hover. Good. The VMO is the vastus medialis obliquus. It helps track your kneecap. And it's this muscle right here, the teardrop. Try to keep it healthy. Slow it down if you need to. 5, 6, good. 7. You can tell your right knee's trying to come in. Can you bet, Betty? Yeah, you really want to. That's it. And if you're ever doing these on your own, you can make sure you just do a static first. That way you don't have to worry about them moving. But you do static before, and you establish that before you add more. So when you're ready, come on down to the floor. Grab your foam roller. Grab a sip if you want to. Okay. Grab a foam roller and go to your forearm or elbow, whatever you want to call it, and roll out the IT area. Everybody's different, but let's just shoot somewhere between the hip bone, the greater trochanter, and a couple inches shy of the knee. Now roll back and forth. Notice how the top foot can take some weight off if you need to take some weight off that. You can lean forward a little bit or rotate forward, and that'll get that TFL, tensor fasciae lata muscle at the hip, and it'll get some of that outer quad. Just notice, without judgment, where are you feeling it, where are you tight. You might even rotate up a little bit, and that'll be more outer quad. 4, 3, 2, and then we could do the other side. Usually right away though, if you put your legs long, you can feel that one's longer than the other. Yeah, I do. Betty, you got one? Nice. Other side, try your IT-ish. Now the other foot could be on the floor, and you can roll out in general from your greater trochanter, that hip bone on the side, towards a couple of inches shy of your knee, back and forth. And it's almost like you've got the good foundation of a side plank on your bottom half. If you roll back a little bit, you feel that lateral hamstring, which crosses the knee, so sometimes this can help to release if you've had knee pain on the side of your knee. You can also experiment with rotating towards the floor, which is more lateral quad. Keep breathing. Keep releasing. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And why don't we get that glute a little bit? Now you could put an ankle to thigh and roll it from the top part of the ilium or pelvis towards the sit bone. Notice where you need it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hit that other side, ankle to thigh. Good, towards the ilium, towards the sit bone. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And now I want to show you, if you have a tennis ball, grab it. I'm going to show two things. One is the foam roller on your upper back. So you can do that regardless if you have a tennis ball or not, but you're going to roll your upper back, and it can be with extension. I always have a few vertebrae that get adjusted on that, or flexion. It can be more left side, and it can be more right side. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And then let me just see what we're working with. Do you guys have a tennis ball today? Do you have a tennis ball? No. Cole, stay right there then and roll out that back and or that lat. If you have a tennis ball, I'm going to show a different place right there on the superior medial border of the scapula is a trigger point for a lot of people, and it's because we lift our shoulders. So if you lie down and you put that underneath your trigger point, and then you do your arm like this in a circle, your scapula abducts when you take your arm across. So it could be anywhere on that rhomboid on the medial border of the scapula or up at the top medial superior border, but just take a little, maybe 10, and let me take a look at you. Good. Because the way yours is built, Cole, you might still be able to get some good, yes, that's what I'm thinking, though that may really be good with that one. So I like it. Now, I like how you're kind of weighting your shoulder, because your body might try to get away from pain, but you want to put weight on it where you can still breathe. Now, you can also go down half an inch and be more on the rhomboid. There's no wrong answer, because if you feel a spot that needs it, you're good. If you have an exquisite point of pain, just rest on it and try to sink maybe 90 seconds. Sometimes it can break within less than that time, but it's just a little rule of thumb. And then put it on your scapula itself. There's an infraspinatus muscle there. And right below the ridge spine of the scapula, you want it on the scapula itself, below that bony parallel to the floor ridge. There should be a spot or two. Let's just take about 10 more seconds here. You can also internally rotate and externally rotate. Yep, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now take that roller or ball out, and I want you to just notice, what does one side of your back or shoulder blade feel like on the floor? So mine feels a lot dropped, like it's not so tight off the floor. So now, and I don't even have tight shoulders really, but we all are forward in life. So now try the other side. Put that tennis ball or foam roller at the top medial border, the superior medial border of your scapula. That's where the levator scapula attaches, but you have also got some rhomboid major there. You'll have something for sure. The rhomboids are also usually tight because they're trying to pull your scapula back, because the arms are forward and the eyes are forward and all our daily tasks are forward. So the rhomboids are like, hey, come back here for proper alignment. And they get tired of doing that because the body's all so much forward, so they get trigger points in them. Try a little lower on that rhomboid between the scapula and the spine. You're finding some spots that are tender, and if you need to just sink in it, you can do that for sure. You can also do that one where it's on the scapula itself. There are usually lots of trigger points in here. You can move the arm. Maybe you found a place where your arm's in the air and you don't need to move it. Try to breathe. Try not to tighten any other part of your back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then take that out and just see what your back feels like. See if your shoulder blade is a little bit more relaxed. Awesome. I'm going to do one more since we have something. Yeah. Take the, right here, your tennis ball between the erector spinae and the QL. So not on your spine, but on that muscle that's ropey beside it, you can put it right there. Cole, you might want to roll out your lat instead, right here and then here. So just to touch something, we'll just do a little. So Cole, you might like that one with your foam roller, that one that we've done. Yep. And so the other, I just wanted to, we had requests for tennis balls, so I wanted to make sure I did that too, but any of these muscles need releasing. Now, if you're on the lower back one, what you can do is pull your knee in on the same side, and that'll put more body weight on that roller and sink into it. Now, you can also circle that knee. Good. And that gets in that QL. And Betty, your other foot can be on the floor and bend the knee. That way you have more body weight on that roller. All right, try 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you can try the other side. If you're doing your lat, you can do your lat. If you're doing your low back, you can put the ball between the rib and the pelvis on the outside of that ropey muscle. You can pull that knee in and even do circles. Rolling out the muscles, releasing tight tension. Does that make sense, Jean? Yeah. Pulling your leg. Yeah. Yep. So that one, the ball is right there. Yep. That makes sense? And just hug your leg in. Right there. And then you pull it in. So your tennis ball's on your back muscle and you're pulling your knee in. 5, 4, 3, I'll come out. It looks like it's not making sense, Jean. So when you're ready, you can take your foam roller, and upper back extension is really important for posture. So put your upper back and your hands or a foam block under your head is a way that you can be an extension without hurting your neck. So this is an example of how you could be set up. Some people need one under a foam block underneath their booty too, or maybe you need 2 blocks under the head. Just make sure, and I like the feet on the floor just to make sure the back doesn't pull, but listen to your body. Good. All right, hold 10. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, and you might use a hand underneath your head to come out of there. And then the next one is going to be for, notice how flat your shoulders are. Now lift up your hips and put your foam roller underneath your booty. More towards the booty hamstring in, not towards the back. Now you may lengthen one knee. You might be able to lengthen both knees. You can either do both knees bent, both legs straight, or one knee bent for 10 and one knee bent for 10. Make sure it doesn't pull on your low back. If it does, the correction usually is to put the foam roller closer to where your glute meets your hamstring, or to come out and do the knee bent one. Let your low back decompress. Now we're going to put the feet on the floor and gently come out. And you can take the legs up on the wall, even just for a moment. 5 long breaths of inhale and exhale, and that'll help the vessels and helps just relax your mind and let your breath be your focus. Now when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes, and then you're going to slowly come up to a seated position towards the front of the room, and we'll take a hand to the heart and cover it. And I want you to just notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind feels, and then notice how your breathing feels. And just notice how the peace and wellness, your natural state of being, starts rising up by letting go of the outside world for a moment and just gently focusing on the inside world. And we'll let that natural peace, wellness vibration be our intention for the next couple hours, that you feel an intimate connection with that sense of peace and wellness that your cells want for you, and that if you feel like you're straying from it, that you can come back into alignment just with a few breaths and reconnecting with that breath. Whenever you're ready, come back into the room, and with so much pleasure and appreciation. I hope you feel good. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks so much. Bye guys. Thank you. Have a great Tuesday.